Hello, ghosties. You're listening to Not My Ghost.
Not my problem. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Jen.
Whether you're a skeptic, a true believer, or somewhere in between, join us for a journey into the unknown.
Because remember, when it comes to the paranormal, it may not be our problem,
but it's certainly someone's problem.
We literally just sat and talked about all the things we wanted to talk about during the scripted, unscripted banter before we hit record. But we didn't actually say who was going to talk first or what we were going to start off with. So then when I hit record, we just stared at each other for 30 seconds. But welcome to our scripted, unscripted banter of this episode.
Wow, we're jumping in. This is the quickest scripted, unscripted. We have welcomed them to scripted, unscripted banter ever.
Oh, it is. I figured I already said scripted, unscripted banter, so I was just going to throw the line in anyway. Anyway, the things we wanted to say during this part was we wanted to just say how much fun we had recording last week's episode.
The most fun.
The most. Like, it was my favorite episode. It is now dethroned the Chupacabra.
Yes.
Chupacabra has been dethroned. Sorry.
Chupacabra is still a very close second of my favorite episode.
Yeah.
But it's last week. It was too good.
It was. We literally laughed for almost the entire episode.
And we also found out that while Jen and I are funny, or at least think we are, we are not funny at all in comparison.
Not at all.
To having our guest on.
Yeah.
Because he was hilarious.
So funny. And if you haven't watched. Yeah, technically watched. If you haven't listened or watched last week's episode, because the full video is available on YouTube for the first time ever, please go back and do it, because like I don't have words for how much fun it was.
Right. And please understand that at the time we recorded this, we had no idea that we were going to put this video out as video on YouTube. So we were certainly not trying to be video appropriate at all times.
Kelly blew her nose at one point.
I blew my nose.
I definitely think there was some point during the 2+ hours we were recording where all three of us like just zoned out for a second on our phone.
Yeah, but it definitely, as Jen was editing, it was like, this is just too funny.
It was. Our reactions,
it loses a lot without the video.
Our reactions to Joel and his reactions to us were just too good not to include. So please go watch it if you haven't already, because it was amazing.
It was the best.
And we are committing right
to
now,
you, our dear ghosties,
that starting 2026, we will start releasing every episode on YouTube with full video.
Yeah.
That is,
unless something like I lose another tooth and I don't have a retainer, or I crash another electric scooter and my whole face is black and blue.
What we'll do if that happens, we'll just do like a like anonymous where you're just like a gray shadow.
That would be really funny.
We are taking this time to record video. So you might see clips on social media of us recording, but we're going to use these last handful of episodes we have left of 2025 to practice, make sure that Kelly and I are camera ready when it comes time to do it, and that we control our facial expressions slightly more.
You
So
guys
we're
have no idea how often we are recording and one of us is talking and the other one is just like, we're listening,
Mhm.
but
Zoning out a
we're
little
just
bit,
not.
looking at
Yeah,
our phone or distracted by something else. That happens a lot. Or we just,
it does.
we know that we're not currently talking, so we like scratch our nose or blow our nose or have a
Mhm.
coughing fit while the other person just continue. All of it happens. So we have to
'Cause
prep ourselves.
Jen can take a lot of it out,
Yeah,
so.
I can. So we're gonna practice. So you might see some clips. We're also gonna try to maybe start doing some blooper reels of all the funny times we mess up that don't make the episode. So you might start seeing that come out too. But
And that is a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah. But we're
Yeah,
committing,
we could probably do an entire episode just on bloopers
probably.
from each month. We could probably release an hour-long blooper reel from all of the episodes that we recorded that month.
Probably.
Yeah.
And it's gotten worse the longer we've recorded. Not better.
Not better.
The last, like, several episodes have all been where we've been recording for hour 20, hour 30, and the episode ends up being, like, right around an hour. Whereas before, I feel like we were always right around that hour mark, and the episode, we didn't really cut as much out. So we have gotten worse,
Yeah.
not better.
Yeah, so that's 20 minutes of bloopers that
Yeah.
Jen has to take out. Or tangents, or
Tangents.
my ADHD leads me in such a way that we will literally be in the middle of an episode and I will have like an idea for the
Mm. Yep.
podcast or something I have to tell her that I know if I don't say it in that moment, it will be gone forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey,
No,
this isn't for the episode, but
but
and then we'll have a 20-minute conversation about this idea
yeah.
and then right back to it.
Yep. And all of that has to get cut out.
Yeah,
A mid-episode planning sesh. It's fine.
it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so hold out for that because it's coming, hopefully. We're committing to you
No,
now.
it is coming.
Yes. Be nice to us
We are doing it.
because
Please.
don't be mean. Don't be mean to us. Please.
It'll make us probably laugh at you and read the comments online
Probably.
on an episode.
Yeah. We will.
And privately, we will cry to each other and then we will build each other back up
Mhm.
and then we will laugh.
Yeah. So if anyone attacks Kelly, then I'm going to come after you. And if anybody attacks me, Kelly is going to come after you. So just be nice.
Let me just say, I spent a lot of years in therapy learning how to not be the asshole that I can be. And sometimes I have to pull that out when it's appropriate. What was that?
Ellie. She dropped something off the couch. Yeah.
I thought you
Anyway.
had some action going on.
No, I wish. I do have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think would be scarier? Running into Bigfoot in the middle of the woods or running into a man pretending to be Bigfoot in the middle of the woods? My own version of man versus bear question. Man versus Bigfoot.
Well, I mean, the funny answer is definitely actual Bigfoot.
Mhm.
That's the
Wait,
funny answer.
That's scarier to you?
In a way, only because I have some knowledge of how bears behave and act.
Mm.
Not a ton. But I have some. There's that little rhyme about like, if it's brown, I don't know, lay down. I have no fucking clue what it is. If it's black, run away.
Never
If
heard
it's
this
this,
rhyme before.
there's some
Ever.
rhyme about the color of its.
Okay, I believe you.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, that's like
I'm gonna look it up.
the snake line to tell if a snake is poisonous. Do you know that one?
I get it wrong all the
I do
time, so I would
too.
never trust myself.
It's something. I don't remember. All I know is yellow and kill a fellow. If it's red next to yellow, kill a fellow, black. I don't remember. Don't take my word for it.
So the bear one is if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, say goodnight. Because polar bears will fuck you up. So I have some semblance of bears.
Okay.
Bigfoot a lot more unpredictable.
Right.
That said, I also have a lot of knowledge about how men act, and it would have to be in the moment whether I'd want to take my chances or not.
I'm Bigfoot, 10 out of 10 every time.
I guess there's no reports of Bigfoot hurting people.
That's what I was just gonna say.
So maybe Bigfoot is the better answer. Yeah. I agree.
Always
Yeah.
Bigfoot. And
Yeah.
if I run into Bigfoot, I am gonna take a photo of him that is not blurry, a clear photo where you could clearly tell it's Bigfoot and not blurry. So yeah, Bigfoot over man. Who would you rather run into in the forest? Bigfoot or a man pretending to be Bigfoot? Because
let us know in the comments below,
Yes.
which is something we're going to be saying a lot when we release these on video
Yes.
on YouTube.
Because you can actually comment on, you can comment on Spotify, but nobody does.
No.
Anyway, we are gonna jump right in because this episode you guys have been waiting for 2 weeks.
You have.
Because we sandwiched this episode in with our Joel episode because we just could not wait a second longer to release that episode.
We took Joel and we made a big old Joel sandwich out of him. That sounded way dirtier than I intended.
I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let you say it.
That wasn't my intention. All the love and respect to our dear friend Joel.
Yes. Okay. We are back to the Bridgewater Triangle. And 2 weeks ago, we talked about the history of the land and we talked about how there was some mysterious lights and other UFOs and alien reports over the Bridgewater Triangle. But there are other mysteries that are waiting for us on the ground.
I cannot wait to hear them.
In the dark water of the Hockomock swamp, in the forest of Freetown, and along the lonely roads of Rehoboth, stories move like fog. Stories of creatures that shouldn't exist, spirits that won't rest, and places where the line between memory and haunting disappears. Last time, we traced the triangle's origins from sacred ground to colonized land to modern legends of light in the sky. But the Bridgewater Triangle doesn't stop at the clouds. Its strangest tales live in the dirt, in the water, and in the silence between heartbeats. So grab your hiking boots, your map, and maybe a handful of salt, and follow us deeper into the Bridgewater Triangle.
Oh, shit. We need salt?
Salt. And a squeaker toy, apparently.
Yeah, grab that squeaker toy.
Okay. We are going to dive into the cryptids. There are many reports of cryptids in the Bridgewater Triangle, and we're going to talk about them. When I say many, Kelly, I don't think you understand how many I mean.
Clearly not.
There are 6 different cryptids, creatures, type things that I researched. There could be more too. But that's a lot for a not very large area.
Is our favorite one in there?
There are no chupacabras reported in the Bridgewater Triangle.
You know, on Halloween night, I had my friend Anna Lee over, and she was handing out candy with us. And our neighbors came over. My neighbor said, "Hey, what's the name of your podcast again?" So I gave her one of her business cards. And Anna Lee immediately looked at her and said, "You have to go listen to the Chupacabra episode." And my neighbor's husband, my other neighbor, Noah, he goes, "Oh, Chupacabra's real." Oh, the chupacabras real. They're from Texas.
Oh,
All
perfect.
my friend Anna Lee, her husband, and both of my neighbors are from Texas.
Amazing. So they know.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
They know. Yeah.
Well, one of the triangle's most persistent legends is that of a large ape-like creature seen roaming the woods and wetlands. Tall, dark, and silent. These
Oh, I thought you were going to
sightings.
say handsome.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know what you all are into. These sightings, sometimes terrifying, sometimes awe-inspiring, are the foundation of the triangle's cryptid lore. Descriptions often mirror those of Bigfoot or Sasquatch, featuring broad shoulders, glowing eyes, and a height of between 6 foot and 7 foot feet. I think I should say feet,
I have
not foot.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your
Is there a
question?
difference between Bigfoot and Sasquatch?
No, it's just a different. Well,
Sasquatch.
yes and no.
My kids laugh at me because I say Sasquatch, like butternut squash.
Mhm.
And they're like, that's not what it is. And I'm like, it will now and forever be Sasquatch.
Yeah,
I don't care how you really say it.
that's fair. So yes and no. There's variations of Bigfoot depending on where you are. Like I think the biggest thing that people think of is like the Yeti versus Bigfoot. They're basically like the same branch of cryptid, but have slightly different features. So I don't know enough about Sasquatch, whether or not to say that is identical to a Bigfoot or if it's like a region. One day we'll do a whole episode on Bigfoot, and I'm sure we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Sightings cluster around the Hockomock swamp and the Bridgewater State Forest, especially in the 1970s when reports surged. Locals told of hearing heavy footsteps, finding enormous footprints pressed into the mud, and feeling watched from the tree line. Witnesses consistently describe a creature standing between 6 and 8 feet tall with broad shoulders and covered in dark brown or black hair, and moving silently through the woods with an uncanny, almost human gait.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Some interpret the creature as classic Bigfoot, while others view it as something a little more spiritual, a manifestation of the land itself, a guardian or an echo of the beings of the Wampanoag, once revered as forest protectors. So some key sightings that have been reported. One of the triangle's most well-known encounters occurred in 1978 when the Bridgewater police officer, Sergeant Thomas Downey, reported seeing a huge bipedal creature near the intersection of Winter and Bay Roads in Abington, which is the northern tip of the triangle. Downey claimed it stood around 7 feet tall and moved quickly into the woods when he approached it. He described it as hair-covered and human-shaped, which sounds like Bigfoot to me, personally.
Yeah, or a human. We're human-shaped and we're covered in hair.
Well, we're not covered in hair, Kelly. We have
Well,
hair.
we technically are. We have little hairs all over our body.
I would not look at a human and say, you are covered in hair.
Well, then you would be wrong.
Technically, but that's not how you would describe a human. That is how you just would.
You're okay. You're right. You're right.
Thank you.
I'm being pedantic.
You are. And not like anything else he had ever seen. And I am sure that this guy has seen humans.
It would be wild if he hadn't.
I can say with 99.99999% that I am 100%.
I can say with 99.9999% that I am 100% certain. I like that. I like that though. I'm 99.999% sure that I'm 100% sure.
I can say with 99.999% certainty that Sergeant Thomas Downey has probably seen a human before.
Yeah, I agree. I might be 99.9999998% sure, but okay.
I don't think
I
you could
agree.
make it through the police academy without seeing a human.
That's probably a really good point.
Or get to be a sergeant. Not like he's a cadet.
Can you imagine? Maybe he's never seen a human before, and just in his mind, he's a sergeant.
Maybe. He's been locked in a basement since the day he was born. And oh, okay. Well, that went off the rail.
They know us.
Yeah. The next sighting was during the 1980s, and this was several sightings kind of scattered around this time and near the Freetown Fall River State Forest. And it often described glowing red eyes visible from the roadside or large figures crossing through headlights late at night. Now, I have heard some reports of Bigfoot having glowing eyes, but I don't think they're like overly common.
I was just going to ask you if we've ever heard glowing red eyes for Bigfoot before.
I don't know if I've ever heard red, but I think the glowing eyes, I think more so comes from like that thing that eyes do in light, like when light is shined at night. You know what I'm talking about. Why are you laughing at me?
That thing that eyes do?
You
mean in animals?
Don't humans' eyes do it too?
I don't think so. I don't think our eyes glow like cat's eyes or anything, do they?
On like cameras and certain light? Maybe not. Maybe it's just animals.
Maybe. I think you're thinking of like black and white cameras, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe there's, or infrared, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Who knows? Maybe.
Anyway, one witness recounted driving through the dense fog near Route 44 and seeing a hairy figure crouched over something dead and then vanished when he slowed down. Now, when he says vanished, I don't know if he meant like dissipated or like bolted, like ran away.
I don't know. That's crouched over something dead. Was the dead thing still there?
I don't know.
Was it the police officer?
It didn't say.
Okay.
And there have been more recent reports that have surfaced from hikers and hunters around the Hockomock swamp, where enormous footprints measuring up to 18 inches long have been found in the mud. And some have actually reported strange howls echoing through the wetlands, deep and resonant, unlike any known local animal.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Skeptics will argue that the Bridgewater Triangle's Bigfoot legends may have more to do with human perception and the eerie nature of the swamp itself, rather than any undisclosed species. Which, fair. Wildlife experts have long suggested that many Bigfoot sightings in the region could be contributed to black bears, which do occasionally wander through southeastern Massachusetts. When standing upright to sniff the air or look around, a bear can easily be mistaken for a towering humanoid shape, especially from a distance or through fog.
I guess I can see that.
Yeah. For skeptics, the Bridgewater Bigfoot isn't an undiscovered animal. It's a case study of how folklore, fear, and the human imagination fill in the blanks left by nature. The creature may not walk the forest floor at all. It may live entirely in the space between what we know and what we want to believe. Our next cryptid is a new one, Kelly, that I can almost guarantee you have probably never heard of.
Okay. Have you? Before you did this?
Yes, but that's because I've
Oh.
listened to other things on Bridgewater Triangle.
Okay.
So, it is called a Pukwudgie.
A Pukwudgie. That is now my new favorite cryptid, and I know nothing about it.
Long before modern cryptid hunters arrived with night vision cameras, the Wampanoag people spoke of Pukwudgies. In Wampanoag stories, Pukwudgies are tricksters. They can shapeshift, vanish at will, and use magic to protect sacred places or punish those who disrespect the land.
Is it like the trickster on Supernatural?
Maybe. That ended up being, which angel was he?
I
He was an
don't
angel,
remember.
remember?
I'm rewatching the show
Oh, well,
now,
spoiler.
so Gabriel comes to mind.
Yes, it is. It's Gabriel. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Gabriel. Okay. These small human-like creatures are said to have shifting motives. Sometimes they can be seen as mischievous, sometimes malevolent, and sometimes protective. They are said...
So children.
What?
They're children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They are said to dwell deep within the forest and swamps, guarding sacred places and punishing those who wander too far without respect.
Okay.
Descriptions vary.
Oh man, it is a chupacabra.
But most accounts depict Pukwudgies as standing about 2 to 3 feet tall, with large ears, sharp figures, and glowing eyes. They are said to move silently, vanish into thin air, or control the natural world around them, conjuring mist, igniting small fires, or luring travelers off the trail with whispers and lights.
I don't like that. What's wrong?
Did you hear that?
No. What'd you hear?
So it sounded like Ellie was digging in her bed, but I looked down while I was still hearing the noise, and she's not moving in her bed.
You sure you heard it in your
Yes.
house, not like through
Yes.
here? Okay. Huh, I didn't hear it.
I mean, it could be a neighbor if they like hit this wall maybe, but I never hear my next door neighbor. Hear the upstairs neighbor, but not the next door neighbor. So I don't know. That was fun. Okay. After colonization, these stories were dismissed as folklore, but sightings have persisted for centuries, often linking these entities to the Hockomock Swamp and Freetown Fall River State Forest, where many hikers report feeling watched, hearing laughter echo through the trees, or seeing small figures dart between the trees. Some even describe being led astray on the trails as if something wants them lost.
Wow, like that.
Which, if I'm in the woods and I hear laughter echoing, I am officially terrified. No, thank you.
Would you leave? Or would you ask questions?
Am I am I alone? Am I why would I be by myself in the woods? Let's be real. That doesn't fit my personality. But if I was by myself in the woods, I would probably leave. Because laughter would make me think person stalking me who wants to murder me in the woods rather than a Pukwudgie or some other cryptid.
What if you heard screaming?
Getting the fuck out.
Yeah.
And calling the police.
Yeah.
Just in case it was an actual human being murdered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yep. For the Wampanoag, Pukwudgies are not simply monsters. They are a reminder of balance, that nature has agency, and that the land responds when disrespected. So some common sightings during the 1970s and 80s, which you'll see that as kind of a recurring time frame when I think a lot of these reports started to really surface. Of just, I think there's
Did
always been stuff, but, like, I think the mainstream reports that we know about today kind of started in the 70s.
do they continue on
Yes.
through okay.
Yeah. So several visitors to the Freetown Fall River State Forest reported strange activity, rocks thrown from unseen hands, footsteps pacing nearby, and a chilling sense of being followed. Some describe seeing small gray figures watching them from the underbush. Others claim to being led off the trail by flickering lights, only to find themselves disoriented and lost.
Anything that's trying to get me lost in the woods, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. But that also tells me that these people that are reporting this were probably being jerks to the land, because that's kind
Because
of
it
the
did say
thing that if you're disrespecting the land, the Pukwudgies are going to get you.
and also their reports, so these people weren't harmed
Yes.
because they are alive to tell this
Yes.
tale.
We don't know if anybody didn't live to tell the tale because they didn't tell the tale.
Right. True.
In the 1990s, paranormal researchers investigating the forest recorded witness interviews describing Pukwudgies as small shadow people who vanish upon approach. Several accounts included those glowing red eyes and whispers in languages that the witnesses didn't recognize.
Hmm. I've never heard of it because it's like small shadow people.
Mhm.
I've never heard of a shadow person with glowing eyes before necessarily.
No, we did. We definitely talked about
Did
shadow
we?
people with glowing eyes in our episode on shadow people.
It was my episode too,
No, it was mine.
wasn't it?
No,
You
I
did
did
the
the
episode on
research,
time?
but then you kind of I did, like, half the research and then let you tell your story in the episode, but I did the
Oh,
research.
I don't remember the glowing eyes.
Yeah, we talked about them.
Hmm. I'll have to go back and listen to that episode.
You won't.
How God, that was so long
I
ago.
know.
We've been doing this almost a year and a half now.
I know, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
Today, hikers still share unsettling encounters, laughter with no visible source, handprints on car doors, or sudden gust of wind followed by silence. Many locals avoid the woods at night, claiming the Pukwudgies don't like being disturbed.
Sudden gusts of winds followed by silence?
I guess it
What
depends
does
on
that mean?
what kind of silence. Like, the woods shouldn't be silent. But if you're in the woods and suddenly it's silent, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
No animals or birds or anything making
Yeah.
noise.
So, to the Wampanoag people, Pukwudgies are not cryptids or fairy tale creatures. They are spiritual beings, part of a living belief system that recognizes the land as alive and responsive. In this worldview, Pukwudgies embody the forest's power.
The forest's
Forest.
power.
I feel like I'm
The
just saying
forest's
forest.
forest
Forest.
is?
I know.
Forest.
Now the word sounds weird and anything you
Forest.
say doesn't sound right.
Forest. Forest is a way some people say forest instead of forest. Far? How do you say the word, Jen? I don't fucking know anymore.
We've said it too many times that
Forest.
no matter
Forest.
forest. Pukwudgies embody the land's power.
Yes, they do.
They remind humans of their place in the natural order and the consequences of disrespecting sacred ground. As colonization spread, these stories were dismissed as superstition or twisted into cautionary tales by settlers unfamiliar with indigenous spirituality. Over time, the Pukwudgie shifted from a sacred guardian to something closer to the European idea of a goblin, a distortion born of cultural misunderstanding. Folklorists view the modern Pukwudgie legend as a blend of indigenous oral tradition and colonial reinterpretation. The Bridgewater Triangle, already known for its eerie atmosphere, provide fertile ground for these tales to evolve. A space where indigenous mythology, settler fear, and modern paranormal fascination all intersect. Skeptics, however, attribute Pukwudgie sightings to a mix of environmental and psychological factors. The Freetown Fall River forest is dense and disorienting, filled with animal calls, shifting shadows, and flickering light through the trees. In such conditions, the mind can easily project shape and intent onto movement, especially when primed by centuries of stories. Still, for many of those who live near the swamp, the Pukwudgies are more than a myth. They are a reminder that the land remembers, and that sometimes the smallest figures cast the largest shadows.
Okay. I learned about a new cryptid.
Yay, we like new cryptids. You ready for another new one?
Okay.
High above the swamp, another legend takes flight. Birds, or perhaps something beyond birds, are said to soar over the triangle with a reported wingspan significantly larger than any bird native to the area.
So it's like the Thunderbirds.
Okay, well, I guess it's not a new cryptid for you.
I've heard of Thunderbirds before.
Towering wings, storms that seem to follow in their wake, and shadows that stretch across the treetops. The Thunderbirds of the Bridgewater Triangle are among the most awe inspiring legends.
I had an argument with somebody one time about a griffin. Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Is that the lion with the wings?
Yes.
If those wings were Thunderbird wings, like a cross between like a Thunderbird and a griffin. I
Oh,
mean, a lion.
interesting. Could be.
I say it's possible.
Yeah, why not?
They seem to think that a griffin was its own thing, which I said that's dumb because you're literally saying it's a lion with wings, so it can't be its own thing.
Right. If you look at it from an evolutionary standpoint, maybe they have a common ancestor and
Well, of course,
it
we all, yeah.
it evolved. Well, I mean, but closer than what depending on your beliefs in evolution, which I won't get into that. Uh, we all stem from a common ancestor, but I'm saying more closely related. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands.
Yeah, evolution. Yeah.
Evolution. Described as enormous bird like creatures with wingspans between 8 and 12 feet, these beings are said to soar silently above the wetlands, vanishing just as quickly as they appear. Sightings often occur in the early morning or just before a storm, when heavy clouds roll in and the air feels changed. People have reported seeing these creatures perched on telephone poles or rising from the treetops before vanishing into the clouds. Witnesses describe a deep, rhythmic beating of wings and fleeting glimpses of a massive shape cutting through the sky. Some report hearing a single thunderclap just as the creature disappears, as if the weather itself were responding to its presence.
Hmm.
To
That's
many,
interesting.
yeah, to many indigenous peoples of the Northeast, the Thunderbird is a sacred figure, a powerful spirit associated with storms, transformation, and the balance between worlds. In Algonquian and Wampanoag cosmology, thunderbirds are sky beings capable of bringing rain and lightning, often viewed as protectors who maintain harmony between the natural and spiritual realms.
Hmm.
In 1971, so back to the 70s, two residents driving along a rural road near Bridgewater claimed to see a giant bird with a wingspan of at least double the width of the car pass overhead. They described it as a dark gray with no visible feathers, gliding silently across the sky before disappearing behind the tree line. Throughout the 1980s, sightings continued in Easton, Taunton, and Raham. One man hunting near the swamp claimed to have seen a massive bird perched in a dead tree. When it took off, he said the branches cracked like gunfire. Others reported enormous shadows passing overhead during overcast weather, followed by a sudden gust of wind. In the early 2000s, several residents near Rehoboth described seeing what they first thought were ultralight planes until these shapes flapped their wings. A few accounts linked these appearances with incoming storms, reinforcing the Thunderbird association that has persisted for centuries.
I didn't know any of this about them.
Yeah.
I knew they were giant birds, but I didn't know like these details about it.
So the belief of Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbird.
That's what I get on my thighs when I walk. For my thunder thighs, I got Thunderbirds.
Same. The belief of Thunderbirds long predates the Bridgewater Triangle legends. Within indigenous tradition, the Thunderbird isn't a cryptid to be hunted or proved. It is a sacred force, a reminder of the nature's power and the respect it demands. When colonizers dismissed those beliefs and began imposing their own worldview, that spiritual meaning eroded. By the time the triangle gained notoriety in the 20th century, the Thunderbird, Jesus, I just want to call it a Thunderbird. The Thunderbird had been reframed through a Western lens, transformed from a sacred being into a cryptid and a monster in the sky. Believers in the modern Thunderbird see it either as a relic species, perhaps a descendant of prehistoric birds like the Tiratornis, or a supernatural manifestation of the land's energy, appearing during times of atmospheric tension. Skeptics, however, point to something far simpler and far more grounded. The Bridgewater Triangle sit along the migratory paths of some of New England's largest birds. The bald eagle has a wingspan of up to 7.5 feet and is now a common sight across Massachusetts and often soars over rivers and wetlands. The great blue heron, which wingspan can span between 6 and 7 feet, is also abundant in the Hockomock swamp. And when seen at a distance or through fog, its long neck and deliberate flight can look almost prehistoric. And there is also the turkey vulture that has a wingspan around 6 feet and does glide in slow and circling patterns. And that, against cloud cover, can appear unnaturally large or ominous.
Did you know what president was it? Shit. I can't remember what president it was. One of the presidents wanted the turkey vulture to be the national bird.
Ben Franklin. We talked about this in
Was
an
it Ben
episode.
Franklin?
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was Ben Franklin.
I love turkey vultures. We have them all over the place here. And they're so funny to me. I don't know why. I like to watch them walk with their little heads moving.
Okay.
We have regular vultures and turkey vultures. The turkey vultures have red heads.
Yeah. So skeptics will say under certain lighting and distant conditions, these birds can appear twice their size. Fog, low clouds, and a lack of a visual reference can cause the brain to misjudge scale, turning a 6-foot bird into a 12-foot phantom.
Ah, that seems like a big I could see, like, 6 feet to 8, 10,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
doubled in size? That feels big.
Yeah, I mean, they say that it can be, like, between 8 and 12 feet. So I guess if it's 8 feet, the bald eagle or even the great blue heron could probably be mistaken at 7.5 to, 6 to 7 feet. Um, but I don't think anyone would ever say a bald eagle looks like it has a 12-foot wingspan.
I don't think so either.
So I think there are probably cases of misidentification, but not all of them.
Yeah.
Psychologists also note that expectation shapes perception, which we all know. And in a place already charged with mystery, witnesses are more likely to interpret an unusual sight as extraordinary. Once the mind makes that leap, even a common bird can become part of the legend. So, whether a reflection of ancient belief, a misread shadow in the storm, or something that truly moves between thunder and cloud, the Thunderbird remains one of the triangle's most enduring mysteries, proof that even reason and reverence can share the same sky.
I like it. I like Thunderbirds.
Mhm. The next cryptid, well, this is not really a cryptid, but more of just a creature report.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to classify it, but it's a creature that's reported in the Bridgewater Triangle. So beneath the wetlands, reports of enormous snakes have circulated since at least the 1930s. Hunters and hikers have described serpents as thick as telephone poles, gliding
No.
silently through the bogs of the Hockomock swamp.
Mm-mm. I don't like it. Listen, I overcame, marginally overcame my fear of snakes so
Mhm.
that my daughter Rebecca could get a snake. She has a ball python. And as far as snakes go, they're not very big snakes.
Oh,
I have been in the presence and held a super dwarf reticulated python, which is still huge. But if it's big enough to consume my body, I don't like it.
that's fair.
I don't like it at all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So thick as a telephone pole and long enough to cross a dirt road in a single glide. Tails of these giant snakes slithering
What
through
does
the
that
bridge.
mean?
Like it can,
What
I took that as like it's crossing the road and its head gets to the end or the side of the road while its tail is still on the other side.
okay.
So a long fucking snake. Let's just put it that way.
I don't know, it depends on how wide the road is, I guess.
I mean, I would consider a road wide enough for at least one car to get down it. We're not talking a path. It said road.
I know, but it's like, that's still not that long width-wise, and you're talking about something that's as thick as a telephone pole.
Okay, if I see, and I am so bad at estimating, what's the width of a car
It depends on the car, but
on
I
average?
don't know. Uh, uh, 3.5 feet?
No.
4 feet?
What is the average width of a car? 6.5 feet. Thank you. 3.5 feet.
I don't know.
What fucking car are you sitting in, Kelly?
Clown cars. Little clown cars. But that length, even if you could have 2 of them for 2 cars,
Right,
that's only
but
13 feet.
picture something, even if it's 6.5 to 7 feet long, as thick as a telephone pole. That is still terrifying. I don't give a fuck how long it is.
I don't even know how it would slither if it was that thick and only that long. Does it have, like, wheels?
Oh,
It
I don't
just
know.
seems like as thick of a telephone pole would need a much longer these things in my brain have got to be 30, 45 feet long.
Okay.
That's
That's
what
you
I'm
that's you're
that's what I'm gonna
seeing.
go with.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
tales of these giant snakes slithering through the Bridgewater Triangle have circulated for nearly a century. These stories, equal parts fascination and fear, seem to rise and fall like the swamp water itself, surfacing every few decades when someone swears they've seen something impossible move just beneath the reeds. The earliest accounts date back to the 1930s, when residents
Hmm.
near Easton and Bridgewater began reporting enormous serpents sliding across back roads and riverbanks. Sightings often describe glossy black or dark brown bodies. Now, these are a little bit thinner because they're only saying they're as thick as a man's thigh, vanishing into the wetlands with startling speed. Now, I do want to know the size of said man because
I was gonna say that's such a weird unit of measurement, given that people come in all different
I
sizes
know.
and
Well, this must
even in shape people, their thighs are gonna be different
they are.
sizes based on how much muscle they have, or it just
I don't know, if I saw a snake the size of my thigh, I'd probably get the fuck out. And question, is it the thigh standing up or the thigh sitting down? Because those are 2 completely different measurements.
wildly different. Wildly different.
Some reports come from startled drivers who nearly ran over what they believed was a fallen branch until it moved. Others come from hunters and hikers claiming to have seen massive ripples in still water, as though something large and alive lurked just below the surface.
Are we sure these aren't just like pet snakes that are just like escaping or something? Because sometimes these really big snakes get out
Well, that's what happened in Florida.
and yeah,
We have pythons that aren't supposed to be here. And I know
yeah.
there's this one guy that I follow on Instagram who is always like I guess he lives in the Everglades and he's always like going out in the Everglades like at night, fucking walking through the swamps, like pointing out all the creatures and like looking for the 20-foot python that is supposed to be reported.
Mhm.
Because in Florida, if you do see a wild python, like it is something you are, I don't want to say supposed to, but you have permission and are encouraged to trap and kill it because they are invasive species and they are hurting Florida wildlife.
Yeah, but you know what the most invasive species out there is?
Humans.
Cats.
Oh,
Cats. Like when you're talking about, okay, non-human animals, cats.
I was about to say, I think humans
Because
might
they
win, but yes, cats can be,
well, non-human animals,
yes.
as far as like, I don't know, the ecosystem and like eating rodents and I don't know, they fuck a bunch of shit up. And
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't want to get into a world where we have permission to trap and kill cats. Where is that line, by the way? Cats? It wouldn't fly. That would be animal abuse.
Yeah.
Snakes? How do we draw those lines?
I don't know. I mean,
I'll shut up now.
people have the same argument when it comes to like what you can eat. I actually think there is a PETA like billboard that says somewhere like it has all the like farm animals that like livestock that people eat, and then at the very end it
Mhm.
has like your domesticated animals, and it's like where do we draw the line? And I've seen it posted where people will like draw a line on it at like dog, like that's the line.
Well, it depends on what culture you're in too. Some
Yeah,
cultures eat dogs
they do.
or cats or whatever they have access to.
Yeah,
And, you know, in a zombie apocalypse, we'll be eating whatever the hell we can get our hands on.
I still don't know if I would eat a dog.
If you were starving, I think you probably would.
Maybe
Maybe not your
I would
dog.
oh god no. Ellie, close your ears.
Aunt Kelly saying terrible things.
Saying awful things about you, Ellie. Okay, key sightings. In the summer of 1939, newspapers across southeastern Massachusetts reported a giant snake sighted near Easton. Witnesses claim the creature was over 10 feet long and thick bodied with shiny black scales. Police conducted brief searches but found nothing, only disturbed brush near a stream and a long impression in the mud. In
I
the
guess
night,
it was the 30s. I just can't imagine calling the police because
you saw a
I
long
saw an
snake.
animal. Yeah.
That's fair.
I can't make the joke I wanna make right now.
Why? Come on.
Because my kids might listen to this. Alright, Nick, my dainty daughter's boyfriend, Nick, hi, I know you listen. I want you to fast forward, what, 3 minutes?
I don't even think that much.
You don't wanna hear what I'm about to say.
Yeah, just fast forward.
Yeah. I'd be calling the police almost every night if I had to call one every time I saw a long snake. Oh, Taylor's not the only one with a redwood tree.
No comment. In the 1970s,
I don't know how you would comment.
this is a news flash to everyone listening. I have never seen Kelly's husband's penis.
That's probably true.
It is true. I think I would remember.
Okay.
We've seen other penises together.
We have. We have.
That's such a weird statement to make.
It's a weird statement. We've seen other, penises that people have texted.
Yes. Because of course,
that
if you send me a dick pic, I am showing my best friend. Like,
Right.
mhm.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And if this person is listening, you know who you are.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah,
Mhm.
they know who they are.
They do. Anyway, in the 1970s, several hunters in the Hockomock swamp reported seeing large snakes coiled near the water's edge. One witness described a head the size of a human fist, which, I mean, it's big, but not like, I mean, would I want to see a
Again,
snake the size with the head of the, no, I wouldn't, but
I just don't like using human beings as measurements
it's true.
because it's everything is like Rebecca's got a small hand, so
Yeah.
she might have a tiny little
And it doesn't say the age.
fist.
It doesn't say the age
Right.
of the human. Maybe it's a toddler fist. That's not that big.
No.
Another claimed the creature dove underwater when approached, leaving behind ripples that spread across the entire pond. Occasional modern reports do still appear, hikers spotting oversized water snakes, or fishermen telling of movement in the swamp, too large to be a beaver or a muskrat. None have ever been substantiated with photographs or remains, but the legend persists, adding another layer to the triangle's living folklore.
I'm gonna chalk this one up to just snakes.
Yeah, so believers point to the Hockomock swamp as the perfect habitat for something large and elusive. It has dense vegetation, deep pools, and miles of untracked wetland where a species could remain hidden. Some suggest a remnant population of a giant constrictor, while others imagine a more prehistoric survivor akin to anacondas or pythons that somehow adapted to the cold New England climate. However, biologists and skeptics point to far more ordinary explanations. Massachusetts is home to several large native snakes, including the eastern rat snake, which can reach 6 feet, and the northern water snake, which often looks larger when swimming. Both species are harmless to humans, but can appear menacing when they're in motion, especially when sunlight or fog obscures its size and distance. There is also the possibility of escaped exotic pets, particularly from the mid 20th century, when keeping snakes was a brief national fad. A released boa constrictor or a python could survive temporarily in summer months, long enough to spark sightings before dying from cold or starvation. The
Yeah,
swamp
they're
it's
definitely not making it through a Massachusetts winter.
no,
Not a
no,
snake.
nope. The swamp itself adds to the illusion. Water movement, wind patterns, and light distortions can make small ripples appear massive. Reeds and shadows combine to trick the eye into seeing a single continuous shape gliding across the surface. Whether the creature was ever real or simply imagined, the legend of the giant snake fits the Bridgewater Triangle perfectly. A story born from the uneasy boundary between nature and fear, in a place where history coils deep beneath the water. It's only natural that the swamp should sometimes seem to move on its own. Next, we have panthers and mysterious big cats.
I like cats.
I know. Though New England has no wild panther population, reports of large black cats persist throughout the triangle. Black shadows moving through the tree line, glowing eyes along back roads, and deep guttural growls echoing from the forest. For decades, people across the Bridgewater Triangle have reported encounters with large cat like predators that shouldn't exist here. Sightings usually describe a sleek and muscular cat like creature with long tails and reflective eyes. Witnesses often describe them crossing roads or prowling along the edge of fields at night, leaving behind paw prints larger than any domestic cats. These reports stretch back to at least the 1930s and continue into the present day, though no physical evidence, tracks, scat, or photographs have ever confirmed a population of big cats in Massachusetts. Newspaper archives mention several sightings of black panthers near Bridgewater and Raham back in the early 1930s. Farmers claimed livestock vanished overnight, and one witness described seeing a large, dark cat the size of a dog. Now, what kind of dog?
See, I hate these people, man. I just why are we're using just like the wrong
We
units of
are.
measurement. Are we talking a Great Dane or a Chihuahua?
Right, because that's very different. During the
Okay.
1970s, residents of Freetown and Rehoboth reported a string of sightings along rural roads. Drivers described a large, shadowy animal with a long tail leaping across the pavement. Police investigated, finding only faint impressions in the dirt that suggested a heavy four legged animal, which, again, why are we calling the police to report a large
Yeah,
animal?
it's so weird to me.
Like, I feel like if
I
you
mean,
did that
okay,
today.
if I looked out my front window and saw a lion in the court, I'd call the police. I'd call 911 and say, you need to get animal control or somebody out here. There's a lion,
Okay,
in this neighborhood." So
that's fair.
that I guess I can see, but just like, "Oh, I just saw a large snake in the water." I don't know.
Snakes, I definitely see less, whereas a large cat, if you're native to the if you live in the area and know that there aren't any large cats, I could see calling for that one. Because to me,
Yeah,
my
that
first
makes a
thought would
little bit more
be
sense.
this wild animal escaped from this zoo and it's either gonna hurt
Or
somebody
somebody's home zoo or
or
yeah.
somebody's gonna hurt it. So sporadic sightings have continued into the 1990s and the early 2000s. In one 1995 account, a Taunton resident reported a jet black cat as long as a man is tall, which again,
How tall of a man? A 6-foot tall man? A 5'10" man? A 5'3" man?
we don't know,
You're
Kelly. We don't know. Crossing a field at dawn. Others claim to hear unidentifiable growls echoing from across the swamps. Believers suggest that these creatures are either survivors of the eastern mountain lion, thought to be extinct in New England since the late 1800s, or an unrecorded population of black panthers. Some point to the vast stretches of wetland and forest as ideal hiding grounds where a small breeding population could possibly go unnoticed.
I don't
However,
know, do cats hang out in wetlands, though?
I don't know. I don't know enough about wild cats to make a educated statement on that.
I can see them more in, like, prairies and mountains and things than
Right, but if it was, like, released or something that was thought to be extinct and there's such a small amount of them, they could have evolved to live in this
true.
area, so wildlife biologists and state officials maintain that no evidence supports a resident big cat population in Massachusetts. The Massachusetts Division of Fishery and Wildlife continues to receive dozens of mountain lion and panther reports each year, but hair, scat, and DNA samples have never been confirmed. Most experts believe these sightings are cases of misidentification. The region is home to large animals that, in poor lighting or at a distance, can look deceptively feline. Fisher cats, which are dark, low bodied, and quick. Coyotes, which can appear sleek and cat like when seen head on. Or just a big fucking domesticated cat whose size
No.
is easily overestimated in fog or from inside a moving vehicle.
I've seen a lot of really big cats, and I just can't see how you would mistake even of the largest cat as a fucking panther or mountain lion.
What if alcohol was involved or other drugs?
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's possible. Occasionally, escaped or released exotic pets such as black leopards or servals. I don't even know what the fuck is a serval?
A serval, have you ever seen those cats with, like, the big ears that have, like, the little
No.
tuft of hair coming out of it? You gotta
Oh, yeah,
Google
no,
servals,
I
they're
have.
so
I
good.
know what you're talking about now.
I love servals,
Okay.
yeah.
Or servals have been documented in the US Northeast, but these are isolated cases, not evidence of a hidden species.
I like that most of these have been, like, cryptid creatures or what like, in somewhat of that category that
Yeah.
we don't typically hear about other than the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm so fascinated by it. Well, alongside some of these other larger beasts are the stories of vicious dogs. Some said
Hellhounds?
some said to be flesh and blood, others spectral. They appear on back roads at night, their eyes glowing red, those damn red glowing eyes. That must be something that all the creatures in Bridgewater have evolved to over time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they vanish without a trace. Other times, witnesses swear they charge cars or chase them for miles. In the Bridgewater Triangle,
Miles?
miles.
Wait, if I'm getting chased for miles, I'm gonna have video of that. That gives me plenty of time, even if I'm driving by myself, to pull out my cell phone and just hit record and hold it up to the
Would
rear
you
view
though?
mirror. What do you mean, would I though?
Would you be able to focus enough on your phone to make sure you're
For
getting
miles? All I gotta do is hold it up. I don't have to focus on it.
well, what if it's moving back and forth and where are you getting it?
I just gotta get that fucking rear view mirror.
Also, these reports
Just
came
hold
as
it up to
early
the
as the 70s, Kelly. I don't think you had a cell phone back then.
Well, I'm assuming that they're still going on.
They are, but they might not be for as long as
The
miles.
the dogs got tired after running
Yeah,
so much in the
exactly.
'70s.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
They were just the dogs
Somebody
were
was on
smoking.
I'm just saying, somebody was on vacation and they had a big ass camcorder in at least in the '80s.
That's fair. That's fair. In colonial folklore, black dogs were symbols of the devil or death, but in the Bridgewater Triangle, their meaning feels different. These creatures are often described as enormous, black, wolf like animals with bristled fur and silent predatory movement. They are said to roam the outskirts of Freetown, Bridgewater, and Raham, especially near the edges of the Hockomock swamp. Some
Hockomock
accounts
swamp.
speak of a single hound. Others described entire packs emerging from the mist before melting back into the trees. Unlike the cryptid legends of Bigfoot or the Thunderbirds, these stories carry a distinctly sinister tone. The dogs of the triangle aren't shy. They're aggressive, territorial, and seemingly intelligent. I'd still try to pet that dog.
Yeah.
Oh, come here, good boy.
Boy,
Do you
come
want
here.
do you want belly rubs? Oh, yes, you
Like I so
do.
tweet.
I scratch your ears.
Do you want a greenie?
She's like, who are you talking to?
You better not be talking to some other dog.
Yeah. Just me, Mom. You're not allowed to love anyone else. In the mid 1970s, several residents along the rural stretches of Rehoboth reported being chased by what they described as massive black dogs while driving at night. One witness claimed the creature's eyes glowed red in the car's taillights and that it kept pace with her vehicle for nearly half a mile before vanishing.
Could just be a large dog.
It could. But I have never met a dog whose eyes glow red. Have you?
No, but like in the reflection of
Yeah, maybe.
the like backlights of the car, they're red.
Yeah.
I don't know.
During the 1980s, hikers in the forest told of hearing heavy panting and growling nearby, only to find no animal when they turned to look. A few claimed to see a large dog standing at the edge of the trail, silent and watching. That disappeared the moment they tried to approach it. And more recent reports described lone dogs appearing in the road at night, sometimes standing still, sometimes lunging at cars before fading from sight. Local police occasionally respond to calls of wild dogs, but no tracks or remains are ever found. The stories of the Bridgewater hounds likely draw from a mix of folklore, history, and misinterpretation. Black dogs appear throughout European and New England folklore as omens of death or misfortune, a superstition carried to the colonies by English settlers. Over time, those imported legends blended with local fear, taking root in the triangle's already haunted landscape. Some believe the stories reflect psychological projection, that the hounds are manifestations of guilt, fear, or grief tied to the land's violent past. Others suggest that they're more symbolic, the embodiment of boundaries and protection, spiritual guardians ensuring the swamp's secrets remain undisturbed. From the skeptical perspective, these encounters have plenty of plausible explanations. The region is home to large dogs, coyotes, and coy wolves, all of which can behave aggressively if startled or defending territory. In low light, their eyes reflect red or green, giving them a spectral glow. Fog, headlights, and adrenaline can easily distort perception, turning an ordinary encounter into something extraordinary. And that brings us to the end of part 2 of the Bridgewater Triangle. And there is going to be a part 3.
Yeah, as we realize that we have a lot left to go.
We do. I haven't even gotten into the hauntings yet.
Yeah.
And I cut out some of the haunted locations, thinking I was going to make this all one episode.
I'll put them bitches back in.
I will put those bitches back in, and we will get a
Mhm.
full-blown part 3 on all the haunted locations in the Bridgewater Triangle in January.
But you're gonna have to wait a while. Yeah.
But it's okay, because we got some other fun stuff. planned for you in between.
If you love what you heard, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen.
Do it.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and share more spooky stories.
Mm-hmm. Go preemptively subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And while you're there,
definitely
watch last week's episode, Paranormal Postcards. What the fuck are you still doing there? It's great. It's wonderful.
Even if you've listened to it on Spotify already, go watch it.
Yeah.
You need to actually watch the episode.
You do. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
There is a reason why we decided we had to release the video. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Not My Ghost Podcast, on Facebook at Not My Ghost, Not My Problem, because that's where you get all of our important updates and fun stuff. And we're posting more on social media now, so it's worth it.
And we are also on YouTube. It's just Not My Ghost, Not My Problem.
Yes.
That's the channel name.
Yeah. Search us on YouTube. All of our episodes are on YouTube. It's just they're not really a video. It's just like the picture of our show image, and you can listen to it on YouTube. But video's coming. One video is already there. The rest are coming. So go subscribe there.
Mm-hmm. If you want even more ghostly content, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/notmyghost, We have some fantastic exclusive perks for our supporters. And if you have ever had a spine-tingling paranormal encounter, share your story with us at notmyghostpodcast@gmail.com, and you might hear it featured on a future episode.
Which, after you listen to last week's Paranormal Postcards episode, you absolutely want to send us your story so you can be featured on the next one, which, fingers crossed, Joel will be returning. We have invited him, and he said he is interested. So stay tuned.
So we will see.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this haunting exploration of the cryptids in the Bridgewater Triangle. Remember, as you wander through the mist and the memory of this land, keep this in mind.
If it's not your ghost,
it's not your problem.
Until next time, stay spooky
and stay skeptical.